Welcome to Between the Mics podcast, where we will talk about anything and everything. Who knows? We might talk about sports games that we're watching, what's going on in our lives outside of podcasting and streaming, motivational things that we want to share, the live streaming that we're doing, the games that we're playing, and who knows, probably some tech. But all I know is that there will be lots of laughs and great stories told. Between the Mics, you have myself, known as the Awesome Dado Online, or you can just call me Mike, and my co-host, known as Flinty Dog Online, or you can call him AJ. We appreciate and are excited to have you here and joining us and listening to us as we take you through our chaotic mayhem of thoughts between the mics.
Oh shit.
Well, fuck. Let's restart over.
No, let's roll it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome on in. Somebody's finally got fucking internet over there.
Dude, that was the longest process I think I've ever went through.
Oh, I'm sitting here like, he said Tuesday. Did you get internet? I'm like, you motherfucker.
So my previous roommate ended up moving out, and he ended up taking the internet provider with him that we had in the house. And I was like, all right, I contacted somebody a month before I knew he was moving out to get internet installed before he left.
Mm-hmm. Please hold for
that
Copenhagen advertisement.
Yeah. So, anyway, they kept on pushing it back because my neighborhood doesn't have... It's an older neighborhood, so it doesn't have fiber running through it.
Sure.
Okay, no big deal. I had to get the underground fiber guys come out and install a line. Now, I've done a lot of underground work before. I already called 811. I already marked everything out. I even marked out my septic tank, my leach field, and I literally drew in a white line on where they have to go. Made it very simple for them.
Mm-hmm.
It still took 2.5 weeks.
They couldn't even blame. Like, that's the go-to blame. We can't get your things installed underground today because 811 didn't show up or Oops didn't show up. Like, motherfucker, I called them. They were here.
I called them for you. Oh, no, sir. By our company policy, we have to call them. I was like, dude, I already pulled the ticket. All you need is my address.
Did you call them, sir? Or did you not call in your own ticket? Because if you called in your own ticket, they would have told you there was already a ticket at this address.
Yep.
Well, we're glad to have you back.
Dude, it feels good to be back. On the downtime, I was texting you a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, got to get back in the thing. I have my office back and not in my bedroom.
Look at that. We liked looking at your bed. We were judging you the entire time. Like,
oh, it's fine.
Did he make his bed? Did he put his clothes away?
Never do. I mean, hell, I don't know if this will be wide enough whenever we air this, but I still have this stuff whenever I got off shift sitting right here.
Hey, it happens. There's a reason why my studio's dark. There's a lot of things happening back here that you guys can't... you don't need to see.
So that leads me into the question, because I know we left off with a very important question.
Yeah.
And I know before we started, and I already know your answer. That's why it's dark behind there.
Yes, it is. So if you recall, folks of the lovely audience of Between the Mics podcast, we asked a very important question as we left you in the last episode. When is the appropriate time to take your Christmas tree down?
Mine was yesterday.
There's one still back there. It's just off. So I didn't get ridiculed in the podcast for it.
What was that Gretchen Williams song? Or Gretchen Wilson song?
I don't know.
Redneck Woman.
Okay.
Keep the
Christmas lights on?
Yeah. Yeah, all year long.
Listen, the rest of the house is unchristmatified, but it's just I haven't gotten to this floor.
I took the stockings and the Christmas tree down yesterday. And
I still think there's shit outside.
I still have... No, I took down the little blow-up thing that my lovely girlfriend had to get outside. What are they called? Don't mind my tism hand. The Highland cow dressed up as Santa Claus. There's a little blow-up yard ornament.
Sure.
I took that down like a month ago.
Can I take you back about 25 seconds right now?
What's up?
I've never heard the most southern explanation of a blow-up yard ornament ever in my life.
What'd I say? The blow up thing?
You blow up yard ornament. I've never heard them called a yard ornament before.
It's a yard ornament. What else are you gonna call it?
Just a blow up.
A fucking blow up doll? I mean, no, that's what your fucking grandpa fucked in the 80s. Like, I don't know.
My grandpa, there's one behind the Christmas tree. That's why the lights are off.
Speaking
Don't
around.
tell Mrs. Dado, yeah. Her name's Louise.
I remember some people just cruising around in their cars with blow up dolls.
Oh, yeah. My neighbor loves Halloween, and she got me so good. She put I think I've told the story about Michael Myers on the podcast, but she had a Michael Myers mask like on her passenger seat. And the way she parked in, like where you were parked when you came here, she parked there, but she like backed in to get her groceries out or something. And I came around the corner, like coming home from work, and I just had Michael Myers scared the fucking shit.
No.
You sorry, neighbor.
My bad.
You need a windshield. So
man.
Apparently us Christmas trees just come down whenever the fuck we get around to it.
Well, the bad thing is, like, we hung Christmas lights around my living room, like around the border, like up along.
Yeah,
the
like
top.
like a college room.
Yeah, and I kind of like it, so I just left them.
It's not bright lights. It's
Yeah, it's perfect with the tism. Like, it's not humongous bright lights, and I get to keep my lamp off.
Oh, I'm that guy. If it like the only place like the overhead light, except there's two places in our house: the kitchen, because what else are you going to use? I have under cabinet lighting just because I hate the overhead light, and the dining room. What else? I mean, like, those are the only two places in my house where I'm like, it's okay to use the overhead light.
Okay, so I lived with somebody, excuse me, liquid death biting back, a little carbonation. But somebody was like, I think it was Brian. He came over to my house, and then, he's married to my sister. We're all from the north. You can contest leaving the light on over the stove.
Oh, yeah.
That is, I don't know what it is.
It's a nightlight, man.
Put it in the comments, everybody. Like, do you leave your light on under the thing, underneath your little vent? Because I do, and mine's currently still on. Mm-hmm. I leave it on year round. Mm-hmm.
Yep,
So...
The only thing that I would say that I used to, until I bought and put the under cabinet lights in, because it's just the soft glow of being able to go and find your way through the kitchen in the middle of the night to get to the fridge, or you
gotta have a little bit of light for fat man snacks.
It's central. So the glow of the light into the living room where you don't have to turn on a fucking lamp, it's great.
Mm-hmm. You're kicking everything else down the fucking hallway, but
it's fine. I can see exactly where I need to go.
You're damn right. And especially whenever I was drinking.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like that light underneath the tunnel, like, yes, I am going to be sober by the time I get to this fucking kitchen.
It's a bad way of, don't go towards the light, but no, there's alcohol over there.
But yeah, tell us down in the comments about that. Like, kitchen light on, small light on, small light off. Are you a big light person, small light person? Because honestly, a couple of the tests I've taken, if you don't like bright lights, you're on the spectrum.
I don't like bright lights.
Yep, we're on the same kind of spectrum there.
I mean, if you've been around long enough and my streams or in the podcast, this is as bright as it gets down here.
Yeah, time to announce live on our podcast after, not having internet for a while. I am going to try to get back into streaming.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Coming out of retirement.
You and Gabs was streaming the other day?
I know. He's the one reason why I streamed the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like,
He got you back
motherfucker,
into it?
Yeah. He's like, He ended up streaming. I was like, motherfucker ain't gonna beat me, Mo.
Yeah, can't be one up by Gabs. Come on now.
Nah, if the homie's streaming, I'm gonna stream. It's fine.
I know. I was in Gab's stream yesterday after work, and everybody's like, "Whoa, Dado's here." We're in the middle of Gab's stream. When's Dado gonna stream? And Gab's like, "Hey, we're here for me." And I'm like, "Yeah." Ignore everybody's question. I'm not streaming. Gab's is streaming.
I mean, thinking about it, I mean, you started playing one of the games we talked about a couple podcasts ago, Battlefield 2042.
That one, yeah, and you know, to go back to the streaming thing really quick, it's been a crazy 3 months. The holidays got real crazy. Work's been crazy.
I'm coming up to see you.
You came up to see me. Coming up to see me, or you came up to see me?
Both.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Hey.
I know, it's your turn to come down here.
Yeah, well, it's warmer down there.
It's 70 degrees today.
It is cold and snowing right now. They're calling for another 2 inches of snow tonight.
Bro, let me tell you, whenever I was up there visiting you and it was that wind chill, I'm good. I'm good.
You can come back. It's fine.
I'll come back whenever, it's early season duck season.
Okay.
I'll make you a deal right here live on the podcast.
Come on. I got video equipment that you can use. Yeah, my dad would be ecstatic. He'd probably be like, finally, my son's back out on the duck blind. I haven't been hunting in forever. But that's why I haven't been streaming, to go back to that point. For all of the folks that are listening, it's just been crazy. But yes, I know that yesterday watching Gab stream, and then I saw all the boys in a private Discord. I was like, hey, and Flinty's like, let's play 2042. I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah, it actually felt good.
Oh, it did. To just hang out and play video games and not have anything except just the boys. Just bullshitting and hanging out. And 2042 is awesome. I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's super fun. It's different from playing Call of Duty for such a long time. And the run and gun and do this and jump over that and just get shot and then do it again and just do that. I will tell you, 2042 Battlefield is not the same.
I told you. Me personally, I think Battlefield has always been better than Call of Duty.
Okay.
No matter which one you play.
I could see why. I guess it depends on your taste. I enjoy Battlefield and I enjoy Call of Duty. They're different. They have their own thing. I will tell you, I got my ass handed to me in 2042. I was like, the first map, whatever the hell the first map that we played was, I'd come up over a hill and pop, get fucking sniped. Pow, pow, come around the corner and there's a tank. And I'm like, tank! It's brutal, man.
It's fun. Once you start getting the hang of it, like, God, me and the Merc Market played it for a hot minute because I just got tired of Call of Duty. Mm-hmm. And the only time I play Call of Duty now is like with my work buddies.
Okay.
On Search and Destroy. I don't know what it is. I hated Search and Destroy up until I started playing with them.
I hate Search and Destroy.
Dude, I don't know why. Well, unfortunately, I got banned for like 120 days.
Gamer words.
No, not even that. I told somebody to shut up.
Gamer words.
Yeah, like literally, I just said, shut up. I don't want to hear you talk. And literally, they reported me. And I got banned for 120 days.
You have to realize you're playing with 9-year-olds and their feelings get hurt.
Bro, the man had a deeper voice than I do.
Okay, 12. I don't. That's why I don't go into lobbies. I just.
Yeah, well, they now have attached bots to each account.
Oh, I've heard this.
And it's terrible. Like you sneeze wrong and it sounds bad. You're getting banned. Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm always like, if you want to hear me say some shit, you got to come follow me on Twitch.
Yeah. But, I don't know, man. It's just ridiculous. It's like once we ripped the safety stickers off of everything, everybody started just losing their mind.
Oh, it's insane. Did you see the news article that recently just came out about igloo coolers have the ability to amputate fingers?
Yeah.
Speaking of safety stickers, they left the one on there. Don't put your baby in the igloo cooler, but we might cut your fingers off.
It just reminds me of Idiocracy sometimes. It's just we're going to be living in a padded fucking room. That is what it's going to come down to.
Go back to the last episode to hear about padded rooms.
Yeah. Apparently, I need to be in one.
Apparently.
But I mean, they were saying something about the carrying handle.
Yeah, that the flippin' toe handle has the ability to cut off your fingertips.
Well, there's a thing called pinch points, you morons.
Right.
It's like, your car door is gonna slam and pinch right there. Guess what? Guess where you don't put these?
Your digits. Keep your digis away from the tight spots.
One of the best things. What did our construction teacher tell us? Do not put your hands where you won't put your dick.
That is so true.
It is. And I'm like, okay, I live by that. Guess what? I still have all 10.
Got some really bad stories to tell, but I still have all 10 fingers left.
No, I fractured this thumb a few times.
Yeah. Thinking about that, I think it'd be really awkward to be in a fight and just whip it out and be like, all right, come here. I gotta hit you with this. As my construction teacher said, I gotta be able to put this where I'd put my hands.
I'm going around mushroom stamping you.
He just...
the hell?
Hey, I just proving a theory right here, that's all.
What assault charges are you going for?
Well, on the sole count of putting your penis on... Dun dun. Speaking of that,
on today's episode, Mushroom Stamp King.
you're right. It's like a true crime documentary. Like, can you believe this guy went around the entire United States?
Dude, speaking of true crime, dude, there's been a lot of things. Like, I scroll through TikTok and, like these short stories pop up and... Dude, I don't know. Oh, man, there's some weird shit out there.
There's a lot of weird shit. And I'm a huge, and this is the nerd, I'm a huge Law and Order fan. Love Law and Order. Mm-hmm. And watching, like, true crime or hearing about true crime, I'm like, did they get this idea from episode 2, season 14 of Law and Order SVU? Because I feel like they did. Like, this is fucked.
Or Criminal Minds. Like there's the pentagram, the Christina Pike case.
Oh, this crazy bitch from Tennessee or wherever.
Yeah. So like her and a couple of her friends, I guess, lured this girl in that was supposedly trying to steal her boyfriend. And they beat the shit out of her, carved a pentagram in her, I think, her chest, and then bashed her head in with concrete or asphalt or something like that.
Fucking brutal. These like teenager high school kids?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I think she was like 14, 15 at the time.
What? Okay. That's fucked up.
And there's she had accomplices. Like, one was a lookout and everything like that. And I mean, in my good conscience, I know you and I have done some dumb shit.
Allegedly,
we've done some dumb shit.
Easy, allegedly.
But we have never, ever thought about that.
Fuck no. I mean, there's no way that. I'm not the detective, and I know who you're talking about. But let's take this back, right? Are you sitting in homeroom with your homegirls going, hey, bestie, thought. See that bitch over there? She likes Tony. I'm pulling names out my ass. Do not quote me, audience. Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, I know the case by the hand because, I mean, it got interesting. And
the case is... Go ahead.
Yeah, the case has been done and over with and everything like that. She's been sentenced to death.
By electrocution or something like that, right?
I think so, yeah.
She gets to chair.
But he's just pulling names out. We're not
hypothetically,
Her
we're
name's
sitting
the
in
only thing that's disclosed.
right. Hypothetically, we're sitting in homeroom, and we look at each other. We're high school girls, and I go, Tony over there, or what Trina, we'll call Trina's trying to steal Tony, my boyfriend. Who the fuck sits there and goes, you know what we should do? Come here. Come here. Come closer. We should lure her to an abandoned building and murk this bitch. Like,
Yeah, and then we're gonna carve something into her skin.
right.
Hold on. What the fucked up part is she carried, after she smashed her skull in, she carried a piece of this poor child's skull around in her pocket.
Like a souvenir.
Yeah, that's some criminal mind shit.
Yeah, that's fucked up shit.
And I believe it or not, I do believe there was a murderer on Criminal Minds.
That did something like that.
Yeah.
But okay, here's the shitty. This is where my fucked up brain goes. I can see her in homeroom the next day. I got a jar of dirt. Like, look what I got. It's just like,
No, I mean, I've seen some skulls. I've seen some pretty things like that in the field of work I work in. I don't know about picking it up and putting it in my pocket.
show and tell the next day. Okay, Miss Pike, what is your item?
Yeah.
Becky's skull. Like,
Okay,
whoa!
sweetheart, calm down.
You want to know how I got this?
Dude, she got caught like 30 some hours because she started showing it around school like it was just nothing.
I thought you were joking.
No.
Oh, fuck. I take it all back then.
You know, like, honestly, like, she got caught like 30, I think 32, 36 hours later.
Huh?
Because she was just like, hey, check this out. It's a piece of her skull.
Yeah, you didn't see Trisha or Trina or whatever the hell the girl's name is today. I feel bad. I feel like I should know who the victim's name is.
Colleen.
Colleen? Okay, Miss Colleen, I'm sorry. So she's carrying Colleen's skull or fragment, I'm assuming, of the skull around school.
Yes.
And that's how she got caught? Mm-hmm. Like, here's the thing. If I'm going to be a criminal, allegedly, listen. Hypothetically, internet lords,
Yep. We are not criminals.
if I was to handle some situation in a fashion that may get you the electric chair, you wouldn't fucking know I did it. Let me be very clear. You wouldn't have a clue. Because that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, does this chick, did they put her, like they call it on Law and Order, 730 exam? Is this chick losing her fucking mind?
They tried to whatchamacallit. For they present, you know, they got her for first degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. So obviously it was premeditated, everything like that.
Absolutely, has to be. You can't.
Back when this happened, because I do believe it was 94, 96.
96. Yes, she was convicted and sentenced to death in 96.
Yeah. So like back then, there's no that pleading insanity thing that we got going on now.
Right. Yeah.
Because like everybody screams mental illness, like some school shooters or anything like that. And
Sure.
I'm not trying to get all into that, but
Right.
like some people play the mental illness card,
Mm-hmm.
and they try to get off, but yet they thought about it. They know what they were doing whenever they did it.
For sure. And it's kind of to my joke of sitting in homeroom and being like, hey, bestie, I got a plan. Like, the phone calls I used to get from you were like, we have to make a point. That's about it. Not fucking do this. But it, like, that
We stand our
100%.
ground.
You're right. 100% premeditated. Like, you got three people involved. One, Pike, that is convicted of it, and then two other accomplices. Like you said, there was a lookout. Like,
Yep,
that
yep.
is 100% premeditated. Like, you got this job, I got this job, and you got that job. Like, what?
Excuse me. But yeah, they tried to. I mean, they tried everybody, honestly, with with a conspiracy to commit murder because they went out knowing what they were doing.
Right. Did they say that, like, it's pointless, but I guess a curious mind, did they say why they carved a pentagram into her chest? Is it like,
she had a whole bunch, like, during the investigations and everything like that. I know we did a little prep before all this. The story goes, like, they went through all of her stuff at home.
Mm-hmm.
And they found a whole bunch of, like, satanic Bibles, satanic drawings, and everything like that. And they tried to get her on that. And then I think in 2012, she was sleeping with a guard and tried to escape prison.
What?
Yeah.
This is like you're in fucking True Crime season 2 when this lady kills said girl.
Yep, she's now dead, but she whatchamacallit? She was doing her time, and one of the correction officers fell in love because apparently she had winning charm. I'm sorry, if you have a rap like that, I'm red flag, biggest red flag. What the fuck?
That's something that the human mind and how it functions in certain things like true crime. I take a deep dive into it because I'm super curious, because I've heard of also like other stories where people are like falling in love with a serial killer.
Yeah,
like, hey,
the Ruby Rose,
right? Like, you're gonna fall in love with a serial killer, and like, what the fuck do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah,
like,
there was like this 16-year-old female. I was scrolling on TikTok, and I have true crime on my TikTok. I don't remember, like, I don't quote me on this, but I remember because it was like a fucked up story, and like they went from like the time it happened to the interview room and then like conviction. And I think I watched like 18 parts on TikTok because I was just like, I was hooked on this story.
right.
And this young female fell in love with an 18-year-old. She was 16, he was 18.
Okay, fair.
And he already had assault charges and everything like that.
Jeez.
He was never abusive towards her, but she did not want to live with her stepdad, who made her live by the rules. Wasn't no, like, sexual assault, no nothing. Like, how they explained it was a very good upbringing house. She had 2 younger sisters, and next thing you know, like, her stepdad yelled at her, took her phone, and she couldn't talk to her boyfriend. Well, she found a way to get a hold of him via Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
And he just said, all right, they made a whole plan on Facebook. Whole plan on what time, when it was going to happen, what they were going to use, and where they were going to go. Because their one friend who was absolutely psychotic, he was on disability. He was like 20 years old for mental illness.
Okay.
And they were relying on because it was like right around the first of the month where disability checks were going to hit. They were going to use his money and the dad's car to get away. This dude beat the shit out of her dad.
What?
With a baseball bat. Bloody fucking mess. Killed the mom and left the sisters alone.
Wow.
And like the sisters were standing at the door whenever he walked out, and they seen like the parents just all fucking bloody. And she walked over and was like, don't tell anybody. Gave him a hug and dipped out the fucking window.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Just gone.
Gone. And dude, whenever they were doing the interview after they made a whole bunch of mistakes, obviously, like
Sure.
ATM surveillance videos, and then obviously the like 7-year-old sister, the older of the 2 younger sisters, ran to go get help because daddy ain't breathing no more. And they're covered in blood.
Right.
And so the search started and everything like that. They finally caught them because the car broke down or something like that, and they went in and they try to buy a whole bunch of clothes and do a whole bunch of shit, acting all sketchy. And the Walmart employees were like, "Oh, there's a bloody ass bat back here," because it was in the back seat, not the trunk. And they go on and go on and on, and they finally get caught. But she was sitting in this interrogation room, calm, like nothing happened.
What?
Yeah, she was completely fine with it.
That would scare the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would.
Cold, bro.
Yeah. Like that's insane. Like if I was sitting in a room with somebody knowing damn well that they basically slaughtered their parents, manslaughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and they're just like, meh. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa.
She asked for a Coke, a burger, and like she was just like, "Hey, can I take a nap?" And then they the camera of the story was like switched over to the boyfriend who did the killing. He was sitting there talking to himself. He's like, "I've watched enough TV to where you guys can't talk to me a certain way." And next, he started talking in a weird voice, acting like all fucking crazy.
What?
And then he changed the depth of his voice. He's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill everybody in here." I'm friends with Satan, and I was like, "All right, that is a mental illness right there."
Yeah, I would say so. Like,
but they pulled everything out. Like they had the Romeo and Juliet law. As long as the parents sign off on you dating somebody older, you could do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they had everything planned out because 16 and 18.
Right.
But,
yeah, how do you still just run away from home? Like, I mean, we ain't gotta kill nobody.
Get emancipated. You think you know the laws because the boyfriend was talking about knowing the laws.
Right. Yeah. He watched enough TV.
Yeah. There's an emancipation law. At 16 years old, you could get emancipated.
Right.
Just do that. Go live with them.
Right. I was gonna say I just had a really dumb moment, and I'm gonna admit this one. I was like, that girl can't talk to her without her parents. Sorry, they're dead.
Yep, they're dead.
Okay, never mind.
They are now taking the forever nap.
Yeah. I could never. I guess I could. I don't see how you get to that point. It's so, and this is where I get why people get so enthralled in true crime, because you're just like, how?
Yeah.
How can you get to that point?
Yeah. It's in my line of work, we see some of that things because sometimes we have to respond and pronounce people dead.
Sure.
I still don't understand this makes me wonder.
Yeah. You're sitting there eating a grilled cheese in the rocking chair, and Paw over here.
Yeah, and he has his head sliced open like a cantaloupe. Where did I miss the link of reality here?
Right. Can I walk through that Stargate? Because I'm really fucking confused on what's going on here.
That's why I get I love watching that shit, because it's I want to pick apart their brain.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I want to watch it from 30,000 feet. I don't want to be the detective. I would love to be a detective because I would think it'd be fun, right? Putting the puzzle pieces together until you get in that room with fucking Psycho Jane that just had her boyfriend murk out her parents, and she's just like, "I'll take a number 5 from Five Guys, thanks."
Yeah. Well, the detective was like, "I'm not scared of you." He was like, "You're 105 pounds soaking wet. You do not scare me," because she tried to talk really assertive, and he was like, "You don't scare me."
Keep trying.
Yeah,
keep trying.
If I really have to use force, you're going to lose. But it's amazing on just waking up one day. I can't fathom it. Just waking up one day, I'm like, I'm gonna take someone's life today.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. I don't get it, but it fascinates me. It fascinates me that the amount of crime like that happens just in our country and not even think about the rest of the world is insane. Insane.
I think there's some type of statistic that there's like a one murder every like 3 minutes.
What? I'm not going
something like
outside
that.
anymore.
It's actually really crazy like that. And it was some weird number like that.
Because I'd be yelling some shit out the window of my truck at some people that might put me on a list somewhere.
Well, I mean, it's like that one meme. It's like, I'll take a bullet for you, homie. Motherfucker, you're the reason why we're getting shot at.
Yeah.
So?
That's us.
Yeah.
Why do you have your child lock on your windows? Is it because your kids know? It's because of my friends.
Oh, yeah. I used to get mad whenever you used to lock the windows.
What, because you couldn't yell at the people as we were driving out of the high school parking lot? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, it was fun. What do you mean?
It's not like we're luring them into an abandoned warehouse.
No, it was just me yelling things allegedly and laughing about it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and the one time I allowed the window to be unlocked, you stuck your ass out the window. So that's why the windows stay locked.
I did that, and then also whenever you flirted going around the one bend leaving, and I almost fell out of your truck, out the window.
Yeah, things happen.
Talk about life flashing between my eyes. Right in front of my eyes. I think I was yelling at Big Head and Cody.
Probably,
The Mitsubishi driver, the one kid. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. I was yelling at them, and then whoop.
There you go. Hold on, bitch.
I seen. Hold on, real quick. I seen a truck that resembled yours.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Down here. So many memories.
Flashback.
So many standing on top of the freaking truck, just kicking what's her name in the fucking forehead.
Allegedly.
Oh yeah, allegedly.
Anyways, back to okay, I want to go into the victim's mind from this Krista or Christina Pike. I forget her name already. What was the victim's name? I'm sorry.
Colleen. Yep, 19-year-old Colleen.
Colleen. I'm going to put myself in Colleen's shoes. Like, how do you get lured into this abandoned warehouse? Are they doing drugs or what?
Yeah. So they all smoked weed.
Okay, I said drugs, but okay, continue.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah, we could go down that road, but we're trying to keep that kind of talk off this podcast. But so apparently they went in and be like, "Hey, let's just skip this class and let's go smoke some weed."
Mm-hmm. And that's how they got her. Mm-hmm. Jeez.
That's because she thought they were friends.
That makes you think. We're gonna have to have a conversation after this podcast to make sure that you're not gonna fucking murder me in my sleep.
Allegedly, if I would have done it already.
Well, that's good to know.
Yep, you got kids.
Oh, that's the only reason, folks. You heard it here. He's gonna. Fuck. Kids, don't grow up. Don't grow up. Don't grow up.
Nah, I'm 100% joking. I don't have I do have a violent bone in my body, but it's for the right reasons. That's if I seen somebody on the side of the road getting their face smashed in with a fucking thing of concrete, of course I'm gonna stop and hit that person with a bat.
Right. And these other two accomplices, I know that they got charged, but it's just like, how are
you gonna live?
Yeah. Because that girl was taking the other girl's boyfriend or whatever the meaningless reason was behind it all, right? And you're just like, yeah. Like,
Yeah, how? But I think it was all. I think they were all kind of intertwined with the whole, whatchamacallit, satanic ritual type group.
Cults are interesting. That's a whole nother episode of the podcast, or like 4 episodes of the podcast is taking deep dive into cults. Like, holy cow.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind doing that one day. Just sitting there digging deep into it.
There's some fucked up things happening out there. Like, I mentioned in the Discord for the podcast that I just started watching The Tiger King for the first time ever.
I've never seen it.
You should. You
Yeah.
should. Yeah. And you want to talk about cults? There's fucking what the fuck? Like there's your homework. You need to watch the Tiger King. I need to finish watching it, and that's a podcast episode.
I don't know if I don't even know if I want to watch it, honestly. Like,
I didn't think I did either. And Mrs. Dado's like, "You have to watch it. You've never seen it." Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, "What are you okay?" And then I started watching it. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
I don't, dude. There's something about it. I can't bring myself to it. Like,
It's true crime, just dumb crime. Like,
yeah, but dude, like, the amount of hillbilly in it, it hurts my brain.
oh, there's more than just hillbilly in it.
Oh, trust me, I know about the whole situation. I just don't think I want to watch the series.
It's interesting. There is just, I don't want to talk too much about it because I want to save that for a different episode, but I will tell you my jaw has been on the floor just going, huh? Like, I had to pause it and look at Rachel and go, okay? Like,
Yeah, it's just like something happened around my area, and I don't even want to bring it up because there's deeper ties.
oh,
Because of like, there's a lot of like mystery behind the ties, and not where I'm at.
not touching that with a 100-foot pole?
Nope. There's a reason why I believe in the Second Amendment, and that's one of them. Because if you accidentally slip up, nope.
I don't know. It's just, people are interesting. Take true crime out of it in general. People are just interesting. Like, it's, I could sit here for hours and just rant about, I saw a person do this once, and I could have sat there for 20 minutes and asked them questions about why did they do that? Like, I just don't understand. And then you put crime behind it, and then they go out and do unspeakable things, and it's just like, how?
Yeah, it's just like somebody could just be as normal. Well, what we think is normal for you and I.
Yeah, we could ask that question, have 40-minute conversation what normal is.
But like, I think I have a relatively normal job, ish, to my standards.
Sure.
But we get to see, and I get to meet a lot of different people, and they're just, how many people? 10 billion.
A lot. Yeah. Lots of zeros.
And you got to think, every 1,000, like 3 out of I think it was like 3 out of 10 could be a mass murderer. Like, there's such a small window. So if there's like 3 of us, there's at least one of us as a murderer.
Huh?
Yeah, there was like a very small window. Yeah, that's
Put
what
your
I
polls
mean.
in the chat below. Who's the psycho?
Yeah, but it's weird because it's like 1 in every 10 or something like that is a murder. So you got to think, you live in the big cities. You think of New York, Cleveland, Chicago, parts of Virginia, California. There's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Think about how many, because they work murders almost constantly.
Right.
So it's like, who's doing it?
So what you're saying
scary.
is that when I go to visit Chicago, when I walk down,
You're probably passing at least 3 or 4 murders.
yeah,
Or more.
that's a fucking thought.
Yeah. It's insane to sit here and think about it. Like, you work a lot in bigger cities. And then, like, because I know you've worked in Cleveland before. Think of that.
Yeah, if I go on the east side of Cleveland.
Nah, dude, this is everywhere in big city. Even, like, in my small town, there's murderers.
That's insane. Like, just walk away. Like, I just never understood it.
I mean, I've learned over the years of self-control. I've gotten into a lot of alleged fights over altercations over some dumb shit. And I've done a lot of stupid shit, allegedly, and nothing ever went through my mind whenever I was doing said things, allegedly, to commit that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to do something to prove a point, and you're going to understand what my point is.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, because I don't want to take it, because my line of work, man, we deal with death. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it sucks notifying the family members, hey, I'm sorry.
Sure.
It sucks.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine making that phone call. I mean, I've had to make phone calls about things to workers' family of, hey, just calling you so that you know something happened. And they're like, what? I'm like, I couldn't imagine calling and telling them that their loved one is no longer with us.
Mm-hmm. And it's a rough part of the job, but it's weird because, like, people go out there and, like, yeah, I've gotten mad. I've gotten mad a lot.
Sure.
I've allegedly gotten into some altercations. I had to watch my wording on that one.
I'm skipping a jippity jump there.
I've had some altercations in my life, but none of it made me want to commit murder.
Yeah. So I wish I could. I don't even wish. Like, I don't know what I would do. Like, if I had 15 minutes with a murderer, I'd be like,
where do we start?
yeah, right. How was your mama? How was your daddy? Like,
Yeah.
did you not feel successful as a kid? Like, I'd be like drilling so deep, and the therapist be like, I've asked these questions. He won't talk about it. But yeah, you're a therapist. I'm not. So
He don't like you. I'm just some.
I don't have to tiptoe around this. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Did you just like doing it? Like, what the fuck?
Did you have any pets when you were younger? And if so, how long were they around?
Yeah, how long did they last? But it's just like, go off that stereotype. You grew up hunting. I grew up hunting.
Ever make you think about it?
No.
That's what I'm saying. I've had this thought, a very scary thought of, okay, I enjoy hunting. I have no problem grabbing a firearm, a bow, whatever it is, and going out and hunting an animal.
Yeah.
That, in all respect, ends in that animal dying.
Yeah.
Some people
It's
can
providing
consider
food.
that right. Some people would consider that killing, murder, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And I was talking to somebody once, and I'm a huge conservationist, and there's a reason why we do it, and it provides to my family, and we can go down that long road, but that's not the point that I'm trying to make. I sat there one night with somebody, and I went, is it because I'm tickling that part of the brain with what I'm doing that it doesn't equate anywhere else? Because is it truly, this person was questioning, is it truly a natural driving instinct inside humans to kill anything, animals, people, simply because we've been doing it for millennia?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Crusades and war and
we are. I mean, hell, and we've been fighting since the dawn of time. Because like that's why we have the flight or flight kind of like give or take in our bodies.
Right.
Like it is kind of how do I want to put it? Imprinted, not inbredded. Kind of.
that's a whole different West Virginia conversation there,
but it's kind of it's just imprinted on us that it's just over the generation. It's generational.
Yeah.
Like your great grandparents. Yeah. And that's why like I think some bloodlines are a little thicker than others, and they just get stuck in this era of that. But also I'm not no psychologist or anything like that about what makes you tick, up in your brain. But
but I want to be. Like, I would love to know.
I would too.
I would I can do this in certain aspects, right? I can sit in a room and Mrs. Dado can see one thing and I see something completely different. And a lot of it for me goes back to my past. Like I want to know how somebody ticks, but the first two things I can tell you, one is what is their fighting weakness as soon as they walk into a room?
Yeah.
Is it your left knee? Is it your right elbow? Is it your shoulder? Is it your back? I'm going to tell you what it is right off the fucking rip. And the second thing is, I'm going to know if you're going to fight or you're going to run.
Yeah.
But she could tell you, his mom was mean to him after 2 minutes of talking to him. Or his daddy was an asshole. Or his sister. And I'm like, what? I want that skill?
Right.
I just knew how to make sure his head bounced off the bar. What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
Dude, well, it's weird because, like, I mean, you've known me for a very long time. There's a lot of times I look at you, I'm like, I don't trust him. Like, I feel it. I like deep down in my freaking soul, like, I don't like him. I don't like this person.
I don't trust him.
Nope. I was like, there's something about it, and I don't know why. And everybody's like loving on this person, like, oh my god, he's such a good dude, or whatever. And I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to just be able to sit in a room, and this is like my favorite thing that I see. Mrs. Dado has the ability to do a little bit, but she could sit in a room and ask you questions, employ you through in a very calm and respectful way, employ you through to figure out who you are.
She was not calm with me.
Well, that's because I told her who you were, and you're defensive as fuck, and she knew that she had to just break the wall. So,
I like straightforward. So,
but I want to be the psychologist that can just ask you 3 questions and go, okay, how'd that make you feel? And you're like, I don't feel shit. And you're like, okay, well, why do you feel like you don't feel like shit? And I want to be that person so bad. But I'm not.
It would be interesting because, like, I get those feelings. Like, I don't know. There's been a few times at work I'm like, this person ain't cut out for it.
Sure.
Like, you could just look at them and be like, you don't have what it takes.
No, in the line of work that you're in, you have to be able to trust the person next to you.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're not, like, physically fit where they couldn't, like, lift the freaking power tools that we have to use, like the extrication equipment or anything like that, or do it. But it's just the long run of doing this, they're not going to be able to.
Yeah, people are interesting. And it's, I don't know. Like, I looked at some of these pictures of this Pike girl, and, like, I'm looking at these pictures of her in court, and I'm like, well, yeah. This fucking lady's crazy. Look at her. Like, yeah. How did you not think that she was? And you got to be again. You got to be objective as a juror. But like, she looks fucking like she's guilty.
She looked like she was guilty as soon.
Yeah, right. And of course, you never get jury duty for something as interesting as this. You get jury duty for the guy that got caught with 2 pounds of weed. Like, that's what you get jury duty for.
Yeah, like, come on now.
I got a good suit, and I wanted to see some action.
But it does, like, fuck my mind up a little bit. That there are people that can do that. It's just...
Here's a question for you. If you had to choose, would you be a prosecutor or a defense attorney?
Prosecutor.
Really? Mm-hmm. Why?
Because
That's a high school answer if I've ever heard one. Because
no, honestly, I've always been able to pick up the person if they have done it or they've actually truly meant to do it. I have that feeling in my body. Like I said, as soon as I know somebody's not going to be able to cut it in the job field that I'm in or just normal life, I'm just like, I have that instinct in my body, and I was like, no, motherfucker, you did it. Like, I know for a fact you fucking did it. All the proof is right fucking here. And plus, I'm able to fucking cut the ties on, like, reality and what I have to do.
sure, you'd be a horrible defense attorney.
Yeah.
Because if they did do it, you'd be like, What do you want me to do with this?
You fucked up.
He's right. You're wrong.
Paying me. You're paying me a lot of money, but obviously you fucked up, man. Like I'm on his side. You're fucking nuts.
Those 4 cats and your sister didn't even see it coming. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fucking dog do?
I understand your sister, but what about the dog?
Yeah, she was a bitch, but goddamn it, Fido.
I can't represent you. You would be the worst defense attorney ever.
I would. Quite honestly, I'd be a prosecutor.
You'd be the biggest asshole for prosecutor.
Throw the book at him. Literally throw books at him.
You would. You'd be like, the police report said this.
I know how to read. Do you know how to read? It said you're going to fucking jail. People of the jury, I'm fucking right. Mic drop.
The people rest, Your Honor.
I eject.
Counselor, we haven't even started the trial yet. He's an asshole. I object. Swallow.
That's what they'll be saying in jail. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
You want to hold my pocket, big boy?
No.
Put that Kool-Aid on your lips.
What? See how fast we derail here?
Oh, shit.
So, never have Flinty as your defense attorney.
No, I would definitely put you in jail. Somehow I'll end up there too. I don't know how, but I will too.
I was just doing my job, Your Honor. I don't know what to tell you.
You mean you tell him he robbed the 7-Eleven? He doesn't look like a 7-Eleven type of person. He looks like a Circle K type of person.
So, no, my client couldn't have been at the 7-Eleven. Because he was at the Circle K robbing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I wasn't supposed to say that.
My bad.
Counselor, you just incriminated your client. I don't know what you're talking about. Strike that from the record.
I object. I don't know.
Withdrawn.
What is it called? I plead the fifth?
I'm not under oath. He is.
You just take my suitcase and
Right out of the courtroom.
You're fucked, man.
Run!
I sit down, put my briefcase on the fucking thing, click it. It's just a can of dip. Don't worry, I got you.
Dip in a white monster. Like, it sets it on the table. All right, motherfucker under you.
It's a literal piece of paper, just like. Ugh. These are my notes.
That's all your notes? Yeah, and all it says is, he didn't do it. And what is it? I don't know, but you don't spell it out. IDK.
IDK. Evidence. What's that?
People's number 2. She's cute. No, sir, that's not what we're talking about. Oh, okay.
Write down my number. Here you go.
I am the judge. Well, I think you're cute, so you could be the judge of that.
Slap it down on the desk. I object.
Here's some dad pickup lines for you at the end. These are all free.
I plead the 5 inches. You gotta hit it with the link. Get the finger guns in there.
And the judge is like, bailiff, get him out of my court. Is that a yes?
Is that I'll see you later?
Texas Roadhouse at 5?
Call me! They'd be like, this is the worst court case ever.
Sir, this is Judge Judy.
I sit down and just start screaming, Maury, Maury, Maury.
Your dumbass would go to Jerry Springer screaming, Maury, Maury.
I would do that just on principle. Or was it? What's the other one?
Steve Wilkos?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always my favorite thing to do. On the account of being the father.
Dude, there's some of them, I'm like, no way.
Listen, that baby.
I don't know. I'm not a science major or anything.
Yeah, I don't know anything about biology, but
Yeah, I'm not a biologist, but there's a thing called pigments.
yeah, that baby ain't got the same pigment.
And that dude is wetter than I am. I know you got mommy and you got daddy that's mayo, and you don't make mommy. You make an in between.
Just saying. You make caramel.
Yeah, like the toner ran out a little bit, but just.
That's all we got, folks. Thanks for coming in Between the Mics. We'll catch you in the next one.
Before
Love
I
you.
get us in trouble.
Bye.